learn more about what happens during the rescue. Today, we have with us Mr. Aaron Steps from the Federal Bureau of Investigation, Legal Attaché in Manila. Hi, Aaron.
Good day.
Good day, Aaron.
Good day.
For our televiewers, can you please describe how the US FBI work with the Philippine law enforcement and what's the extent of this collaboration?
I am a representative of the FBI here in the Philippines, and my role here is liaison. So I work very closely with the PNP and NBI and BI to exchange information on investigations and subjects of mutual interest. That sometimes, as Major Vertidoso mentioned, we will notice a subject in the United States who is reaching out to potential victims here in the Philippines. We will come to the WCPC with that information. We will pass it, and then we will work with the PNP or NDI to develop information and evidence on that subject so that he or she may be prosecuted either in the United States or in the Philippines. Similarly, sometimes the Philippines law enforcement comes to us and identifies a subject in the United States, in which case we will work very closely with them to ensure that the information and evidence that they need that is located in the United States, whether it be interviews with witnesses or subjects or records that are controlled by a U.S. service provider, are collected in a manner that lets them be presented in court, again, either here in the Philippines or in the United States.
So you are sharing information between the law enforcement of the PNP and the FBI?
Yes.
To solve a specific problem of child exploitation, right?
Correct.
And this happens beginning case build-up by the Philippine National Police. You will enter the picture.
Well, again, we're a liaison role. I have law enforcement powers in the United States, but I do not here. So what we do here is provide the information and evidence that we have to the PNP or the NBI. They will work the cases here in the Philippines. We will coordinate very closely because many times you will see that there are multiple subjects and multiple victims, some of which will be located in the Philippines, some of which will be located in the United States.
Correct.
So that we'll coordinate our investigations so that we can make take the appropriate law enforcement action at the same time, both in the Philippines and the United States, to ensure that everybody who warrants it is prosecuted.
So you're only concerned with the victims from the U.S. or any other country?
This, as the Major mentioned earlier, this is obviously a global problem.
Yes.
This happens everywhere.
Correct.
And again, my role here, because I'm a U.S. law enforcement officer assigned to the Philippines, that is my concern. That is the focus of my efforts. But we do work on multinational teams, as Major Vertidoso mentioned. The PICAC has Australian and United Kingdom law enforcement officers associated with it. We work very closely with them. We will work with any nation of goodwill that wishes to confront this problem. The problem sometimes, and again, we focus on what's here in the Philippines, but the same subjects will often travel to multiple countries to victimize children in multiple places.
You know, Kat, cooperation is very important. Especially cybercrime is borderless, and this kinds of crime, human trafficking, is also borderless.
So Aaron, aside from sharing the lead or intel that you have with the local law enforcers of the Philippines, what other forms of support do you extend to them?
We offer, at times, we offer training. We also host and participate in conferences. We are an agency that learns quite a bit from our partners here in the Philippines, and so we'll sometimes bring Philippine officers back to the United States to talk to our agents and law enforcement partners in the United States. One of the things that is different about the U.S. and the Philippines is we have a very large number of law enforcement agencies in the U.S., whereas here you have the PNP and NBI and BI. We have approximately 18,000 law enforcement agencies in the U.S.
Wow.
That's a huge number.
So one of the things that we do is when either a Philippine prosecutor or a Philippine law enforcement is looking for assistance, regardless of where it is in the United States, we can become their first point of contact, identify the appropriate law enforcement agency in the U.S., and connect the two agencies. And then if further help is needed from the FBI, we will do so. Otherwise, we will allow the two agencies to work together.
So
directly.
after the perpetrators of online sexual exploitation are traced and or arrested, you are still there to work with the local law enforcers.
Correct. We work with either on our own cases or with investigations with other law enforcement agencies in the United States or with Philippine law enforcement. We work from the moment we identify either the victim or the subject through the successful prosecution and, if necessary, the appeal. So we're there for the whole life cycle of the case.
But Aaron, we're also curious to know, what about the foreign perpetrators, the ones coming from your country? If they get arrested, what happens next?
That depends on the specifics of the case. There are laws in the United States that make it illegal to travel from the United States to another country, such as the Philippines, and engage in illicit sexual activity. If someone does that, they can be prosecuted in the United States. Obviously, it is against the law here in the Philippines for someone to come here and sexually abuse a child. And so what we will do is, initially with our law enforcement partners, we will build the best case that we can, and we'll bring all of the information that we can bring, whether it be here in the Philippines, in the United States, or in another country. We'll bring that information together, we will build the case, and then what we'll do is we'll sit down with the prosecutors, hopefully very early in the investigation, but we will sit down with the prosecutors both here in the Philippines, in the United States, and again in whatever third country may be involved.
So you will sit down with me sometimes.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Aaron. Siguro alamin din natin sa ating mga guest, ano ba ang basic responsibilities ng PNP-WCPC, PNP-ICAC, DOJ-OOC? Kung ako ay isang magulang at nabiktima ang aking anak ng online sexual abuse or exploitation, kanino ako tatakbo para i-report ang mga ganitong kaso? Anyone from the guest?
Ang IACAT, meron tayong tinatawag na hotline. And I'd like to promote that hotline. Pakitandaan niyo po, 1343. Okay. So, ulitin ko po, 1343. Yan ang ating action line sa IACAT. Although marami pa rin tayong ibang means, no? Meron tayong Facebook, meron tayong mga email. And PNP recently nakipag-partner with JM and Smart. You can also send and report cases of online sexual abuse and exploitation of children through that hotline.
Okay. Sa DOJ-OOC naman?
Ang Department of Justice, Office of Cybercrime po ay ang central authority on and it facilitates international mutual legal assistance. We are also the 24/7 point of contact under the Budapest Convention. So if there is a need for immediate assistance coming from other countries and it involves cybercrime such as OSAIC cases, lalapit po sila sa Office of Cybercrime and we can facilitate and connect the relevant agencies para ma-respondihan yung cybercrime. Also, we give legal advice and we promulgate advisories.
Anong hotline number ng DOJ-OOC?
Currently, wala kaming hotline number, but
Telephone number?
they can reach us through our email, cybercrime@doj.gov.ph, or call us through the number of the Department of Justice.
Okay, cybercrime,
And these advisories, are they readily accessible?
Yes, the advisories are readily accessible at the DOJ website.
For the PNP-WCP?
Yes, sir. For the WCPC, meron tayong mga established na women and children protection desk in every police station. So kung ang isang magulang ay kinakailangang i-report yung ganitong mga pangyayari, mga insidente, maaari lang idulog agad dun sa women and children protection desk na kung saan malapit sa kanilang lugar. Or meron din kaming kagaya ng sinabi ni Sir Orta, na meron kaming na-establish na memorandum of agreement with the telephone company and of course with IJM. Smart. Yes. Meron kaming hotline, OSIC hotline. This is for OSIC suspected cases. So just type lang end OSIC and then space message and then send to 7444 28473. So yun po yung hotline na medyo mahaba.
Tandaan po natin yun.
444-28473.
28473. Okay. Thank you.
Ano-ano bang mga batas ang nilalabag ng usaping ito? Do we have enough existing laws to run after these perpetrators? And what are the corresponding penalties? Anyone from our guests can answer?
Yeah. Among others, we have the law on trafficking. That's Republic Act 9208 as amended. It might also be the act, no? Might also be punishable under Republic Act 7610. This is our child abuse law. And the law on cybercrime, RA 10175. Tama ba? We also have, it's also possible that the act might be punishable under the RA 9775, correct?
Yes.
That's about
The Anti-Child Pornography Act of 2009.
By the way, si Attorney Kata is a private prosecutor who works with IJM at may personal na karanasan sa pag-prosecute ng mga OSAI perpetrators. Attorney Kat, anong provisions of the existing laws do you think can be further improved para mas higit na maging enforceable ang batas?
Actually, Alan, ang gusto ko sanang ipaalam sa inyo ngayon ay ang dasal ko, sana mapagpatibay palalo ang mga batas na nagbibigay ng karagdagang proteksyon para sa mga batang biktima. Sana wag na silang piliting pumunta sa korte at tumestigo. Sana ang mga forensic interviewers na lang ang haharap sa hukuman, sila upo sa witness stand, at sila ang maka-cross-examine ng kalaban lawyer. Oo, grabe kasi yung trauma na nagdudulot sa kanila.
Tama.
Kaya sana magamit yung maraming child protective measures gaya ng videotape, in-depth disclosure interviews o di kaya forensic interviews. At sana maging katanggap-tanggap naman ito sa mga korte sa Pilipinas. Sana maging widely accepted ito, admissible as evidence.
Tama. Magbabalik po kami